For our Play-doh tray, we're going to create an invitation to play. And we are going to mix in our theme of self-portraits, myself, by creating a presentation of a little face. I have different materials that we're going to create that's going to help you use it. These are from the hardware store. So you can get these donated, or you can also buy them. These are great fine motor skills using real play. You can also use this with magnets. So this is like a little magnet thing from a bulletin board, and it's like a great play activity. But today we're not going to use the magnet side. We're just going to use it to create little prints. I also added some wooden chips and some marbles and beads. These are great because they're going to be able to push it down and work on their fine motors. And we have different tools so that they can get creative, they can cut, they can roll, they can use their muscles to really strengthen those hands and fingers. And that's what the whole thing of Play-doh is. We're going to encourage creativity so that they can create their face. And we're sneaking in some number recognition. So we haven't really talked about number recognition yet so far. So this is gonna be a little introduction. So they have 8, and they can actually count 8 little objects, or they can use different Play-doh to make little numbers. So right now it's just gonna be a free play introduction. This is my setup. These are trays for parties. They also have like a circle tray, but this way my setup has the working station in the bottom, and then they have the supplies they have in the end. If you feel this is too much for you to pick up or work it, you can just use one. Maybe you just present them this, or maybe you just present this to start with. But today I'm going to take the risk, and I'm going to give them all the materials because I want to see what it's of interest of them. Maybe they're not really interested in the hardware. They're really intrigued by the different shapes and colors of these. So that's why I want to give them options, so that I can see what their interest is. And then later on this month, I can just repeat the tray with the items that they are interested in the most. I do want to keep the numbers because I do want to keep exposure, but we're going to do it naturally. If they ask about it, we can tell them what the number is. And if not, if they're not ready, then it's okay. We're just exposing them to it. Because this was our first activity, she wasn't really engaged in doing the body face. I think if I would have done it after the activities where we talked about the self-portrait, she would have been more engaged. But it's fall, and she's really into going to pumpkin patches, so I let her just create what she wanted. I didn't know what she was doing. Later on, she told me this was a pumpkin patch. So she was placing all the different pumpkins around the pumpkin patch. And what's neat about this activity is that even though you're not going to tell them what to create, that's their job, they are still working on those muscles. And that's what we really want with Play-doh, is those pushing skills, to push those muscles, to strengthen those muscles, both in the shoulders as they push the cookie cutters in, or the beads, they push it in and they strengthen their little fingers. So it's the idea of them just working through their fingers and using their creativity. So yes, I have the idea of the numbers and the face, but that's not what she was into. My job is just to provide the supplies, and I do want to expose her to those numbers because I want to create that intrigue. She did engage in the numbers. She thought it was the coolest thing. She decided to say that she was making cookies in the shape of the number 4, and then we encourage her to put 4 items on top of the number. This way, when she created the cookie number 3, she put 3 beads, and in the cookie of number 2, she put 2 beads. And this kind of let us play with the numbers just in a very casual way. I even bought a kitchen set at the dollar store. It's from like a play kitchen, and I said she's making cookies, she's gonna want to kind of bake the cookies, so I brought that in quickly and added into her play. So I'm following her lead, what she wants to do with the Play-doh. I really only want her to do is just push the Play-doh and strengthen those muscles. So the way that she plays with it, it's up to her, but I know that she's working on those important pre-writing skills right now.